Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Aline, and this is a new biopic that's part musical, drama, comedy, based off of the real, true story of Celine Dion. Why did they just make a Celine Dion film? Not sure. I guess this gives them a little bit more ability to embellish and make things a little bit more movie dramatic. But don't they just do that with biopics anyway? Anyway, this film is written, directed, and starring Valerie Lemercier, who writes this, directs it, and stars as Aline, who is the 14th child of a Canadian couple who rises above, becomes a star singer, and lives the life falling in love with her much older manager, which at first is really weird and creepy, and over time it's like, I feel like what makes it a little less creepy is the fact that you have Lemercier playing this character from when she's a kid. They even have her playing her as a little girl, which is so weird. They use a lot of creative and weird and quirky filmmaking choices to be able to get around that, and in general Lemercier uses a lot of quirky and weird filmmaking choices throughout the film. There's some really good editing and transitions to help show the passage of time, because this is a 2 hour and 6 minute film and goes through her whole life and really gets through a lot of it, and uses those patches of time, uses some very visual moments to convey some emotionally impactful moments, especially between her and her husband. And those kinds of things make this film stick out in ways, because in others, the narrative here is very basic. It's kind of shallow, especially her children have no characterization at all and just kind of breezed over. Their main purpose is to show that she wanted to have a family and be a mother. And you don't really get to know her kids at all over that time. But in general, a lot of the beats that you see here are cliched biopic movie beats. You've seen them before. It's a very familiar story. And it takes its pacing and just rips through this film. Even at 2 hours and 6 minutes, this breezes by. It's enjoyable, it's funny. There's definitely a lot of endearing and charming moments, especially between Lemercier and Sylvain Marcel, who plays Guy Claude, who is her husband. They have a lot of great moments together. He's a lot quieter and more subtle, but he has his own fun little moments too. But Lemercier's performance is vulnerable, it's powerful, it's confident, she carries herself, and the music performances in this film, I don't know if she's actually singing or it's dubbed, but they do a really good job either way. And these performances have a lot of energy, how they're staged, the lighting, the use of shadow is used to great effect, especially when they show her at big concert scenes. The tricks that they use to convey these scenes makes it easy for us to think, oh, she's really in front of this big audience, but really she's not. It's probably all CGI. But the use of darkness and stuff like that, obscuring it, makes it feel that way, but it also makes sense because in a lot of ways these concerts, they're spotlighted. The performers are under a spotlight, and it is dark on that stage, and the way that it conveys these musical moments is very powerful, and the use of Celine Dion's music is great. I just listened to all of her greatest hits the whole entire ride home, which was 50 minutes, and it was definitely a fun and engaging time musically and cinematically. This is an enjoyable and engaging biopic, but not really a biopic, because technically it's not Celine Dion, but might as well be. But in the end, this film is a lot of fun, it's enjoyable, it's a breezy watch, and it definitely has some emotional moments as well. It's going to make you feel, and also going to surprise you with some of its bold filmmaking. even if the story is a bit familiar. But those are my thoughts on Aline. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.